Well, where did you sleep last night? For many of us, that's an easy question to answer, but for roughly 1,000 people experiencing homelessness in El Paso County, that answer changes from day to day. Tomorrow morning, volunteers will begin the annual point-in-time survey, or PIT count, as it's sometimes called. And in this in-depth report tonight, we're going to hear from our service providers about the importance of this data that the survey collects, how programs are making a positive impact in the lives of homeless youth in our community, some creative ways that agencies are working to get the most accurate count possible, and a look ahead to new housing options designed to give families experiencing homelessness a stable place to live.
Say, hey, can I ask you some questions?
Westside Cares is training these volunteers and employees to become survey takers.
It's really important to reflect our community as it is and not as we wish it would be or as the numbers are easy to get.
And so, CEO Christy Milligan reached out to some of the neighbors her charity serves regularly to see if they could help.
Where they have relationships, where they have credibility, where they have access that other folks might not have, to try to bring our counts to a more, to a better number.
For Westside Debbie, it was easy to say yes.
They've helped me not just financially, but emotionally, physically, with food, bus passes to get to appointments and such. If I need a shoulder to cry on, one of them's always there.
She's been living on the streets of Colorado Springs for nearly 15 years and is a familiar face to others experiencing homelessness.
I hope that knowing most of these people, I'll bring it a little easier upon them because they know me. They know who I am. They know why I'm here. And they know that I mean them no harm.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development requires communities to conduct a point-in-time survey every other year, but Colorado Springs holds them annually under the guidance of the Pikes Peak Continuum of Care because of how valuable the data are to service providers.
This helps them make decisions on allocation of funding, really helps address that from both the congressional standpoint, but also, some of those strategies that we're also hearing from our federal partners too.
Around 30 charities in the Pikes Peak region serve people experiencing homelessness. When Benjamin Moore graduated from a group home a few years ago, he suddenly found himself without a place to sleep.
I didn't just become homeless. I didn't know anywhere else to go. I had just turned 21, and for all the youth out there, we all know when you turn 21, you don't know nothing until you actually find out.
He remembered visiting the place as a teenager and called them for help.
It was raining outside, it was cold, and I didn't know nowhere to go at the time. It was a blessing.
Today, he's the one creating that blessing for other young people by running the place's drop-in center as a member of the AmeriCorps Vista program.
There's a lot of reasons youth end up in homelessness, but whatever that reason is, they're there, and our job is to not judge it and to help them move forward, whatever that is.
An ADA unit, so you can see.
And moving forward is the goal for Homeward Pikes Peak as they get ready to open a new permanent supportive housing development called the Commons.
We will provide housing for homeless families, individuals, and veterans here.
This 50-unit apartment complex will open later this spring and operates with the vision of providing housing first and then working with clients to address their additional needs.
When you are using emergency shelter, it is hard to predict when you can go to a doctor's appointment and even bring those body senses down enough that you can fully participate in counseling and activities like that.
The most recent point-in-time survey showed a noticeable increase in the number of people using emergency shelters in Colorado Springs. However, that survey also showed there was about a 30% decrease in the number of people considered unsheltered, meaning they were sleeping in tents, cars, or other areas not designed for human habitation.